Hi, everyone. While people continue to kind of trickle in, we prepared a few photos to share some of our members' exquisite homes that I'm just going to go through now. The pictures honestly really speak for themselves, I think, but this is a home that we have in Scotland. It's a very ancient home, has a jacuzzi and a Sonos room. This is a gorgeous pool from one of our members' homes in Mexico, very close to the beach. She actually has 2 swimming pools. The next one is a home in Australia with a billiard room, outdoor kitchen cabana. Looks like a nice place. We also have a home here in Sweden that you can see. As you can see, there are very diverse styles and locations as well. And then a really nice home in France as well. Okay, we're going to get started now. So I just want to thank everyone for attending our webinar about HomeExchange Collection today. My name is Lynette, and I'm the Manager of Member Development for HomeExchange Collection. I probably have spoken to many of you on the phone previously. And I'm joined today by David, who is our head of HomeExchange Collection, and Mandy, who is a member of the HomeExchange Collection member support team. And we're going to start out, first of all, with just a little bit of housekeeping. So you'll see at the bottom of the screen, there's an option to ask a question. There's also a chat option. Please feel free to post any questions that you have, and Mandy and David will respond to them individually. If we have time at the end, we may go through some of the common questions that are coming up as well. The chat function is there for you to kind of talk amongst yourselves, provide reactions. We have quite a few attendees from all over the world. Some of you maybe experienced home exchangers. Some of you are new. I know that some of you have been pre-approved to join our community, while others we maybe haven't reviewed your home yet. If you'd like to, please add to the chat where you're joining us from and whether you're an experienced exchanger or you're new to the concept. Keep in mind that this webinar is recorded, so you can always watch it back. All right, we're going to get into the presentation now. So the purpose of the webinar today is really to just give you an overview of HomeExchange Collection. So you're going to learn about the criteria we look for in our members' homes. You'll get an overview of our community. You'll learn about the benefits of joining, and I'll give you a sneak peek into the collection website. Just a note to make sure that you stay until the end, as we have an exclusive offer for you to apply to join. So just going to start with the basics now. What is HomeExchange Collection? So with HomeExchange Collection, we share all of the same values of HomeExchange, like a focus on trust and sustainability, but we really are focused on providing a more elevated experience for our members. As you can see on the screen, to define exactly what we are, is that we are an exclusive community where connections flourish and members seamlessly organize and embark on unforgettable travels and exquisite homes around the world. Just to really kind of hone in on a couple of points there on the screen. So we're exclusive because not everyone who applies to join our community is accepted, as properties who apply must fulfill certain criteria. We focus on being seamless, as you'll hear more about later. Our dedicated member support team works really hard to make the exchanges as seamless as possible by assisting with the exchange process and being available 24/7 while your exchange is taking place. We are also focused on homeowners, as you probably saw in the pictures when we started, who don't have average homes. We're really looking for homes that are exquisite, unique, high design properties. We started HomeExchange Collection about 2.5 years ago. And basically, we had a lot of properties on our platform that we deemed exquisite, but we were finding that they weren't renewing their membership at the same rate as members with non-luxurious home. So we asked them why you're not renewing your membership, and we noticed really similar trends. So they were having trouble finding comparable homes on the website. They were getting inundated with messages. Their guest point value, they didn't feel like reflected the design of their home, and the guarantees weren't what they were expecting. So based on this feedback, we felt like there was a need to develop another membership tier just for homeowners of exquisite properties whose membership benefits address this feedback, and we created HomeExchange Collection. So you'll hear more about all of these benefits later in the presentation. I know many of you are wondering, what exactly is a collection home? Like, how do I know if I have a collection home or not? In order to determine if a home can join our community, we basically run all of the homes that join our platform through a data model, and it looks at over 200 different data points on the listing. For example, it looks at your location, it looks at the popularity of your location as a destination, looks at the home value in the location, looks at the amenities of the home, like, for example, do you have a pool, theater, sauna, those types of things. It also looks for the keywords in the design of your home. So things like high-end appliances, artwork, for example. We are consistently optimizing this model, and in the future, we really hope to incorporate the images as a part of the listing selection process. All of these data points are important, but they do carry different weight. So for example, we wouldn't expect a home in the middle of Manhattan to have a private pool, but we may expect that a home in Florida does. If the results of the data model are inconclusive, the home is reviewed by a member of our team. We really want you to rest assured that we will reject applications or refund payments from homeowners who try to join, but they do not have an eligible home. It's really important to us that we hold ourselves to the highest level of only accepting homeowners who fit the outline criteria. So over the next few slides, I'm going to give you a few more examples of our members' homes. Here are some examples of the amenities available in some of our members' homes. You can see really nice wine cellar, really great home gym, sauna, swimming pool, fireplace. This is a home of ours in Finland with a really nice piano. It's 3 stories. Another definitely different design in the Netherlands. They have a home cinema, heated pool, an elevator. This is actually one of my favorite homes, and it's a home in the middle of Paris, France, believe it or not. They have an indoor swimming pool. They have an interior garden. They have the swing. I just think it's such an incredible home. And then we have a home here in Belgium as well, a historic home with its own swimming pond. All right, so now I'm going to give you a look into our current member base. I'll be honest, these slides are not as exciting as looking at beautiful pictures of our members' homes, but I'm going to cover a lot of statistics that I regularly get asked about. As you saw from the pictures, our current membership base is very diverse. So we have almost 4,000 luxury homes on our platform, and this number is growing every day. In terms of where the members are, about 40% of our members are in North America. We have a similar number in Europe, and the remainder are in places like Australia, New Zealand, Thailand, Bali, and Africa. We actually have homes in over 70 different countries. The chart on the right of this slide shows you that we have a pretty good split between urban, seaside, and countryside. In terms of amenities of the collection home, it's probably not a surprise, but the most commonly searched is for a swimming pool. Fireplace is number 2, jacuzzi is number 3. We do have many homes that also have things like tennis courts, they have saunas, they have home gyms, for example. You can see on the bar chart, we have a very much diversity in terms of the home styles as well. And in terms of whether they are primary or secondary residences, so about 55% of the homes are primary, 45% are secondary, and actually 20% of our members have more than one home listed. So we're going to talk more here about the benefits of joining in a little bit more detail. So the first one that I want to go through is personalized support for the member support team, like Mandy here in the presentation. So this really comes in the form of being able to call the member support team directly or book calls with the team instead of sending email requests as you do with a classic membership. On these calls, you could ask general questions, you can ask a guided tour of the website, or you can request exchange assistance. The exchange assistance is one of my favorite benefits, and it's one of the most popular benefits with our members as well. So this basically means that the member support team will aid you in finding an exchange. So you'll tell them where you want to go, when you want to go, how many bedrooms you need, type of exchange you want, and any other pertinent details, and they basically will find the homes for you that fit these parameters. They'll present you with these properties, and then they will reach out to those that you approve on your behalf to start the conversation with the potential homeowners. This really can reduce your search time significantly, and you can feel reassured that all homes that fit your criteria have been located. The second benefit I want to go through is guest points. So you will earn bonus guest points when you join, and you'll also enjoy a higher guest point value than if you were on the classic platform. And this means that for every night that you host someone on guest points, you'll bank these points and you can use them for a future exchange. I know some of you are probably wondering what are guest points, and they are basically one of our types of exchanges. So instead of a reciprocal exchange where you and someone else swap homes, in this case, the exchange happens only in one direction, and the person who hosts you receives guest points. During the video demonstration, I'll explain a bit more about how these are calculated. This is also a topic I know we get lots of questions about, so feel free to post any questions in the question box here. But just so you know, in the future, we're also looking at the possibility of letting our collection members decide their own guest point value instead of setting it for them. The third one I want to go through is, as you know, that our collection properties are typically worth more money. We have higher guarantees in place. In the case of accidental damage to your home during an exchange, we cover up to $2 million US. The classic platform, this is $1 million US. Also, let's just say, for example, you're due to travel to Spain next week and your host unexpectedly has to cancel due to illness. We do always try and find a comparable property for you, but in the event we are unable, we cover $350 US a night for up to 15 nights, and you can use that to book a hotel or an Airbnb, for example. And just to compare it with our classic platform, that's $120 a night. So this is really a significant difference in benefits. This guarantee also applies in the case of non-conformity. So this basically means you arrive at someone's home and it's not as advertised. So let's say, for example, in the listing, it says there is a swimming pool and you arrive and the swimming pool is not functioning. We also offer something called a second year guarantee. This is basically if you're unable to find an exchange in that first year, you'll get the second year of membership for free. There are certain parameters you have to meet to show that you are actively looking for an exchange, and you can look on our website for the details about this, or you can message in the chat and David can give you the link to that. The newest benefit that we're offering our collection members is professional photo enhancement. So this means that the photos on your listing are sent to an external company and they basically will enhance your photos. So they can change the lighting to make it better. They can remove extra objects from the pictures, for example. We also have more privacy features for our collection members. So you have the ability to have your home hidden from search engines. You can also block requests from non-collection members. So I'm sure many of you who have a HomeExchange account currently, you can attest that this is a really great benefit, as our members who have luxurious homes tend to get a lot of message requests for exchanges. And I'll show you how easy it is to turn these features on and off during the video. In a similar vein, I speak with many people and they're really nervous about putting their home on HomeExchange Collection because they really want to ensure that it's taken care of. And one of the many reasons that many of our homeowners decide to join HomeExchange Collection instead of renting on a website like Airbnb, for example, is that you decide who you want to exchange with. So when someone sends you a request for an exchange, you can tell if they're a collection member, you can see if they're an experienced exchanger, you can look at their previous reviews, and you can message back and forth with the other homeowner as much as possible before deciding that you're comfortable with moving forward with the exchange. As you'll see in the video, we also have a luxury home filter available to you, which will just show you search results of other exquisite homes. And the last benefit I want to highlight on this slide is that we're really focused on creating an exclusive community for our homeowners. And one of these ways is through our private Facebook group. So on this Facebook group, we ask for feedback from our members. You can advertise that your property is available, or you can just ask for general tips and tricks about how to make home exchanging work for you. We're going to move on, and I'm going to show you a video demonstration of the website. In this video, I'm going to give you a sneak peek at some of the collection homes and features available on the website. Please keep in mind that I am doing this demo through a test account with a dummy home. When you first sign into your HomeExchange Collection account, you will be greeted by a screen similar to this with pictures from one of our members' exquisite homes. For those of you who currently have a HomeExchange account, you will notice that the look and feel of the website is different from what you're used to. You can scroll through to see other pictures of our members' homes to inspire you. If you're ready to start searching, you can enter your search criteria here, which we'll do in a minute, but first I'm going to show you the collection dashboard. The collection dashboard gives you access to some of the essential information about your membership. You can learn more about guest points, types of exchanges. You can edit your contact preferences, like privacy settings, which we'll do in a minute. And you can also review our guarantees. From this dashboard, you'll also be able to book a call with our member support team, who is there to assist you with general questions, a tour of the website, and to help you find your next exchange. If you keep scrolling down, you will see some of our homes handpicked for you based off your preferences and search history. You can then search by amenity. We also have suggestions of other members' homes who are interested in visiting your area on a reciprocal basis. And finally, some home suggestions located close to you if you're looking for more of a local vacation. Next, I'm going to show you a few things about your home's listing. The first thing we're going to talk about is guest points. So if you scroll down, you will see the guest points here. We do get a lot of questions about how guest points are calculated, so I wanted to just make sure to go over that they're based off of the location of the home, the amenities you select, and the number and size of beds. I would highly recommend that you double check all of these are correct. And if you are approved to join HomeExchange Collection, you'll get an additional uplift as well. I'm going to show you now how easy it is to add and remove privacy preferences. So if I scroll down to the bottom here, you have the ability to turn on or off messaging from non-collection members. Maybe you want to leave this option open when you first join, but if you start getting inundated with requests, you might want to turn it on here. You can also make your home inaccessible by search engines like Google and Bing, for example. Finally, we're going to look for an exchange. So I'm going to search for the United Kingdom, and I'm going to leave everything else open. So you'll see that we get a little over 4,000 results. This includes both collection and classic homes, as you have the ability to choose to exchange with anyone on the platform, collection member or not. The collection members' homes will appear at the top, and you can see that they have a black collection label. And as you scroll down, you will eventually get to homes that are a part of the classic platform. Now, if we know that we want to do an exchange with a luxury home, if we scroll back up to the top and we click luxury homes, we see that we have a bit over 150 homes in the UK that are luxurious. For those of you who have a HomeExchange account already, you know on this page you can also filter by the type of exchange you want. You can also filter by other preferences that you have, and you can also conduct a reverse search on this page. Thank you for watching this video, which highlights the differences in the platform between HomeExchange Classic and Collection. All right, I'm just going to get back to the presentation. All right, it took us back where we were. So this is the last slide that we have to show you, and this basically shows you how to join HomeExchange Collection, and also how to contact us if you have any questions, as well as the cost. I just want to highlight here that we are very happy to offer you 10% off the membership for your first year and 200 bonus guest points if you join by the end of the month. And I'm going to pause here and kind of pass it over to David, the head of HomeExchange Collection, who's going to go through any common questions that have come up. And if you have any other questions, feel free to type them in the questions box now as well.
Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you all. I didn't see any questions here, but in the questions tab or in the chat, but feel free to add them now. Craig, you mentioned that you're new to the concept, so it doesn't have to be about HomeExchange Collection per se. It could also be just about home exchanging in general. Happy to answer any questions you might have. Okay, first question that comes in, how can I know if I am pre-approved to join? So if you already have a HomeExchange account, you can just reach out to our sales team, and they will run your home through the data model and be able to verify your home eligibility. If you're in our HomeExchange account, if you're in a HomeExchange already within our database and you have a home filled out to at least 80%, at some point you might have already been flagged by our data model, so we can check that on our end. Okay, I see some people are typing, so I'll give it some time. So Asha responds, what happens if I don't find an exchange? So if you don't find an exchange in your first year, you will be offered the second year guarantee. As my colleague Lynette had pointed out earlier, of course, you have to try to find an exchange. But if you cannot find one, we will give you the second year free. Okay, thank you for the home ID. We can definitely look at that. So Catherine asks, how many more points would I typically earn? So, and Kevin asks about, I'm going to answer Kevin's first because he's asking about explain the use of the points. So HomeExchange is one of the things that we're famous for is our guest point system. So as some of you know, everybody on our platform has to put their home and take the membership in order to do an exchange on our platform. And then normally the traditional home exchange models would be that you would go to my home and I would go to your home. We created the guest point system, which is a way to host people. The guest points are essentially like a digital currency, but they do not have any financial value outside of our website. It is simply a value that's retained within the HomeExchange platform. So now, for example, if you have a secondary home, or if you're going to be traveling to another location and your primary home is available, you can host somebody and earn these guest points. And then when you want to travel, you can use those guest points to go somewhere else. Okay. Catherine asks, how many more points do I typically earn versus the classic model? So generally speaking, on HomeExchange or regular, I'd say that you probably see, so the guest points are kind of capped. The reason being is that we don't want too much disparity within the system, because the guest points aren't I'm saying that there's no incentive to earn too many. It's more of a way to facilitate the exchange. So if you see a home on regular HomeExchange that's above 250, it's a very high guest point value relative to the system. On HomeExchange Collection, one of the things that members' homes on HomeExchange Collection are generally, I'd say, way above average in terms of home amenities and features. And so our guest point system and the way the algorithm works doesn't really take into consideration these other features and amenities that the home might have. So we've applied sort of, for simple mathematics sake, it's like maybe a 50% increase of what you would see on the regular HomeExchange platform. And this was also done because people and it's one of the things that Lynette was talking about before, on the regular HomeExchange model, a lot of people with very nice homes, they get inundated with messages, and it can be very hard to respond. And we don't want HomeExchanging to be a job in and of itself. And so the idea too is with the guest points, if you have a higher guest point value per night, it's also a reason why somebody on the system would maybe contact you less. So it helps reduce the number of messages that you're getting as well. And also keeps kind of the HomeExchange Collection community in and of itself. Marina says, I find it frustrating that this membership is so much more than the basic membership. So Marina, it's a point actually that many HomeExchange members that are familiar with the HomeExchange platform, they make that comment. To be honest with you, it's not really. I'm saying if you look at it's very hard to understand, because maybe when you look at it from the HomeExchange side. So just so that you know how we formulated the price. The price was, of course, one of the first things that we had to look at with the price was just what our cost was to run the platform. And when I say cost to run the platform, I mean the services that we offer, for example, exchange assistance, having somebody there that's helping, and the guarantees, which is also a big thing. So as my colleague again pointed out, if you don't, if a host cancels on you, or if there's a non-compliance problem and we cannot find you a replacement exchange that is similar or better to the exchange that you have organized, we offer you the chance to stay in a hotel, up to $350 per night. Okay, so $350 per night is a larger payout, which has a cost as well, something we have to take into consideration. And then, of course, as I mentioned, there's all the price, the cost of running the system. In addition, one of the things that we try to communicate about on HomeExchange and HomeExchange Collection is that the cost of the membership is very much linked to what one night in a hotel. So in the United States, the price is around $220 on the regular HomeExchange platform. And on HomeExchange Collection, the price is around $1,000. So what we took as a benchmark is a 5-star hotels in and around the United States and how much they would cost. Okay. And then another thing that we also tried to look at when formulating the price is our competitors. And this, when I say competitors, I mean other people who are in sort of the high-end real estate home swapping market. And a lot of those platforms, they usually have a sign-up fee. Some cases it can be like $1,000 just to sign up, and then it's an additional charge for every exchange that you go on. On the HomeExchange Collection platform, we have a simple fee, and it's just $1,000 per year, unlimited number of exchanges. Okay. Are there expectations for a more frequent cleaning of the house as part of the offer collection properties? If a guest is staying a month night, they want a cleaner to visit a few times. Okay, so Adrian is asking about cleaning and expectations with collection properties. So this is similar to HomeExchange. Of course, I'm pretty sure this is the case. Whenever hosting somebody, we all, well, at least in my case, I may be speaking personally, but I definitely clean my house to a higher degree when somebody is coming to stay at my house. We do not force anything on the collection members. I think it's inherently built into the system that people generally have very, very clean homes. And we also don't really talk too much about cleaning fees because I'll be very honest with you, we had thought about maybe finding like a cleaning service that we can offer to people. But it's also a little bit intrusive because people don't sometimes want an outside cleaner that they don't know coming into their house. And it's very hard to organize payments over the system, which is not something that we're looking to do. So for that reason, it's usually up to the hosts and the guests to agree between themselves. If you have a guest, I'm saying I myself have asked sometimes a guest to pay for a cleaning, which it has been done before. We definitely ask so that you do not ask for cleaning payments in advance. You can ask for that when the member's already in your home because it helps. We don't want people to be, I'd say, like scammed or anything like that. Okay. See, someone's typing, so I'll wait. And as the next question comes in, just want to remind you all that if I don't answer anything here, if a question comes to mind afterward, there's a number on the screen that you can reach out to us directly, and we can answer any question you may have. You can also just send us an email, and our team will get back to you. Okay, another question. What happens if I cancel the exchange? So if you cancel the exchange as a guest, usually you have to notify the host. You'll have an option to cancel the exchange. The host will be notified. And then I believe the host will have the option to either give you back the guest points or to keep them. If the host decides to keep them and the guest wants to fight it, there can be of course, our HomeExchange support team will reach out to you to help be the arbitrator of this conversation. And if the host cancels, that's when our member support team gets an alert, and we will we will reach out quickly to the member who got canceled on, and help you find a replacement exchange. Is there a time limit on any exchange? So, Kevin, there's no time limit on any exchange. I'm saying it can be any limit that the host sets. So I'm saying if you're open to hosting somebody for a month and somebody has the guest points or so to stay in your home, you can host them. Or if you're looking to go to their home, it's fine. I know that there's been members who have done trips around the world and have organized multiple exchanges with different stops in different locations. So anything is possible. It just depends on the host calendar. Another question is, how does the probability of fixing a collection to collection exchange compare to fixing a classic to classic exchange? I'm not sure fixing. Do you mean, sorry, the success rate of finding a collection versus the success rate of finding a regular exchange? So this is another thing too. So any collection member that's part of collection, they have access to regular HomeExchange homes and they have access to collection homes. Okay. Normally speaking, there's a slightly higher success rate on HomeExchange collection. The reason being is that there's fewer people in the system, and the people who join are generally more active. So when reaching out to them, you'll have a higher response rate. Another thing that's also an indicator of success is primary versus secondary home. So if you see that on the HomeExchange collection platform, we have a higher number of people with secondary homes, which means that the probability of that person having an availability is also higher. So the success rate is slightly higher. But because of sheer numbers and the size of the HomeExchange audience, which is, I believe, now at 170,000 members, you have a much easier. You also have a much easier time finding an exchange just because of sheer numbers. Okay. So I don't see any more questions or anybody else commenting. So I guess we can leave it there. I'll give it just another minute. But as I mentioned again, feel free to call that number that you see on the slide or to reach out to our team. Lynette personally answers all the joint collection and HomeExchange emails. So
It's very true.
And Mandy also personally answers all the member support tickets.
You'll hear from us a lot.
Okay. Well, I think that's it then for today. And again, thank you for joining, everybody. It was a pleasure to not see you all, but at least have you guys learn about HomeExchange. And yeah, feel free to reach out to us with any questions you may have.
Thank you so much for everyone for attending. And just to reiterate, please do reach out if you think of any questions or you want your home reviewed for eligibility as well. Thank you so much for your time today.